Have you ever wondered why, as we get older, some of our closest relationships start to feel a little distant? Maybe you notice friends or family pulling away, and you can't quite put your finger on why. What if some everyday habits, things you do without even realizing, are quietly pushing people away, even the ones who love you most? In this video, we're going to explore 13 common habits that many older adults develop over time, habits that can damage relationships without anyone saying a word. But here's the good news. Recognizing these habits is the first powerful step towards strengthening those bonds and feeling more connected than ever. You'll learn how small changes in the way you communicate, how you handle your emotions, and even how you take care of yourself can make a big difference in how others see you and how you feel inside. Whether it's breaking the cycle of constant complaining, letting go of living in the past, or embracing new technology to stay connected with loved ones, this video will give you practical, relatable insights. Stick with me until the end, because even changing just one of these habits can transform your relationships and your quality of life. Growing older isn't about losing people. It's about growing closer with the right mindset and heart. Let's start that journey together. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Habit number 1. Constant complaining. It's true. Aging brings its fair share of challenges. Our knees may ache a little more with every step, bills seem to rise relentlessly, and the world feels like a whirlwind moving faster than we can keep pace with. Life does get tougher in many ways, and it's only natural to feel frustrated or overwhelmed sometimes. But here's the thing that often goes unnoticed. When complaining becomes our constant soundtrack, it can push people away more than we realize. I've seen it happen. Friends who once lit up a room gradually become voices of complaints. When every conversation turns into a litany of grievances about neighbors, the weather, or the state of the world, it wears on others. Honestly, who wants to keep dialing a friend like that? I know I've felt the pull to step back when negativity becomes all I hear. It's exhausting. Now, don't get me wrong. Venting is absolutely human and even necessary at times. We all need to let off steam, to feel heard and understood. But when that venting slides into a habit of constant complaining, it dims the light in the room and ourselves. I believe life, even with its struggles, holds small moments of joy waiting to be noticed. Maybe it's a bird singing outside the window, the smile of a stranger, or a delicious cup of coffee that warms your hands on a chilly morning. Try this next time. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, share one tiny thing that brought you happiness. It might feel small, but I promise it changes the energy, both yours and the people around you, in ways that complaining never will. Let's choose to be the bright spot in someone's day, even when life feels heavy. Habit number 2. Talking only about illnesses. It's true, we all carry the weight of some health struggles. Maybe it's arthritis that stiffens your joints, high blood pressure that needs constant watching, or a back that just won't cooperate anymore. And honestly, it's okay to mention these things sometimes. They're part of our story, and sharing them can feel like a way to connect or seek understanding. But here's where it gets tricky. When every conversation, every phone call, or every visit turns into a detailed health report, it starts to feel less like a warm chat and more like a medical appointment. People begin to tune out or feel overwhelmed, as if they're trapped in a waiting room instead of sharing a moment with someone they love. From my heart, I believe it's so important to remember that you are so much more than your symptoms or your diagnoses. Your family and friends care deeply about you, not just about the aches and pains you endure, but about the spark in your eyes when you talk about a good book, the way your face lights up when you share a funny story from the news, or how your laughter fills the room when something unexpected happens. Those moments are the real treasures that keep relationships alive and hearts connected. I recall hearing from a woman who shared a touching story about her grandmother. For years, Grandma's visits were overshadowed by conversations focused solely on her medications, side effects, and doctor appointments. Her granddaughter, once eager to come and spend time, gradually started avoiding visits, feeling more like a nurse than a grandchild. Now, the little girl only shows up during holidays. Special, infrequent moments when the focus shifts away from illness and back to family joy. That story stuck with me because it's a powerful reminder. No matter how much illness becomes a part of our lives, it should never become the whole story. Our loved ones want to see us as the full, vibrant people we truly are, not just as patients. Habit number 3. Being too opinionated. You've walked through decades filled with unforgettable moments. Wars that tested your strength, disasters that shook your world, love stories that warmed your heart, and heartbreaks that left deep scars. Because of all this, your opinions carry weight and wisdom earned through experience. They truly matter. Yet, there's a delicate balance between sharing what you believe and insisting on having things your way. When that line blurs into my way or the highway, it can unintentionally push people away and wear down even the closest relationships. I believe conversations are not battles meant to be won or lost. They're opportunities to connect, understand, and sometimes simply listen. It takes great courage and kindness to say, I see where you're coming from, even if I don't fully agree. That simple phrase can open doors, soften hearts, and build bridges where there might have been walls. Take Harold, for example. A kind-hearted man of 74 who, without realizing it, drove a wedge between himself and his daughter. He thought he was just sharing advice, offering guidance based on his own life's lessons. But to his daughter, it felt like constant judgment, a silent message that she was never quite doing things right. Each correction chipped away at their bond, until one day Harold understood the painful truth. Sometimes, well-meaning opinions can push away the very people you love the most. It's a humbling lesson for all of us, that wisdom shines brightest when paired with empathy, and that listening can be just as powerful as speaking. Habit number 4. Neglecting personal hygiene. This is truly a sensitive topic, one that many hesitate to talk about, yet it is an honest reality that affects far too many as we grow older. I've seen firsthand how aging can sometimes drain a person's energy, spirit, and motivation to maintain those small but vital routines like washing, grooming, or simply caring for oneself. But here's what I feel deeply. Personal hygiene goes beyond just being clean. It is a profound expression of our dignity and self-respect. It's a silent message we send to the world and ourselves that we are still worthy, still deserving of care and love. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. I remember hearing from a caregiver who shared a heartbreaking story about her father. Once a proud, sharp-minded man, full of life and grace, he gradually stopped brushing his teeth and lost interest in his appearance. The emotional weight she carried was immense, not only because she saw the man she loved fading in small ways, but also because it created a barrier between them. Intimacy and closeness became harder when something as simple as the smell of unwashed clothes or stale food lingered in the air. It's a quiet sadness that often goes unnoticed but speaks volumes about the inner struggles of our loved ones. Taking that simple step, a warm shower, putting on clean clothes, running a comb through your hair, can do wonders. It's not just about the surface. It's about reclaiming your sense of pride and saying to yourself and everyone around you, I matter. I respect myself. And that, to me, is the heart of personal hygiene, a small act of love toward ourselves, reminding us that no matter our age or challenges, we still deserve to feel fresh, cared for, and alive. Habit number 5. Living in the past. There's something truly magical about reminiscing. The warmth that floods your heart when you tell stories about how you met your partner, or paint vivid pictures of life back in the 70s. Those memories are like precious treasures, golden moments that shape who we are and remind us of the journeys we've traveled. I get it. Sometimes it feels comforting to retreat into those familiar, cherished memories, especially when the present feels uncertain or overwhelming. But here's the thing. If every conversation becomes a constant stroll down memory lane, it can slowly start to crowd out the vibrant life unfolding right now. I've seen it happen, where the stories of back then take center stage so much that the beautiful, messy, unpredictable present gets overlooked. Your children, those wonderful adults you've nurtured, are eager to share their new adventures, their latest job challenges, their dreams and hopes. Your grandkids? They're bursting with excitement about the music they love or the funny videos that make them laugh until they cry. When we live too much in the past, we miss out on these precious moments, the very heartbeat of connection. I truly believe that staying curious, asking questions, and opening ourselves to the now doesn't diminish our past. It honors it by allowing our stories to live alongside new memories being made. So instead of only sharing the stories of how things used to be, try leaning in and asking, "What's new with you?" Or, "Tell me about your day." These simple questions can open the door to deeper bonds and remind us that life is happening here, in the present, with the people we love. Don't let the past become a wall that keeps you from fully embracing today. Habit number 6. Criticizing younger generations. It's something so many of us have done, maybe without even realizing how much it hurts. How often have you found yourself shaking your head and muttering, "Kids these days"? Maybe it's because they dress in ways that seem strange or rebellious to us, or their fast-paced way of speaking feels overwhelming. And yes, the way they seem glued to their phones can feel like a sign that they're disconnected from the real world. But here's the hard truth. When all they ever hear is criticism, when every move they make is met with judgment or disapproval, they slowly stop listening. They shut down. They retreat into their worlds, and the precious chance to connect slips away. I've thought a lot about this, about the moments when I felt misunderstood by the older folks in my life, when their words felt more like walls than bridges. I remember how my parents used to complain that my music was too loud, or that my clothes were outlandish, too different from what they knew. It was frustrating, painful even, but looking back now, I see that it's just the natural rhythm of life, a cycle repeating itself across generations. Each one struggles to understand the other. So instead of focusing on what feels wrong or strange, what if we chose to see the good? What if we became the ones who uplifted and encouraged? Imagine telling your grandson how incredibly creative he is, how his ideas can light up the world. Picture telling your granddaughter how strong and capable she is, how she carries within her the power to overcome anything. Those simple words can mean everything. Building bridges between generations, through kindness, understanding, and encouragement, is not only far more satisfying than burning them down. It's what keeps families, communities, and love alive. When we open our hearts instead of closing them with criticism, we create a legacy of connection that lasts far beyond any differences. And in this, I truly believe, lies the secret to healing the gaps that divide us. Habit number 7. Gossiping or meddling. I understand how tempting it can be, especially when you find yourself in close-knit circles or retirement communities where everyone's lives feel intertwined. The urge to talk about who's doing what, who said this or that, can feel almost natural, like a way to stay connected. But here's the painful truth. Gossip chips away at trust like a slow, persistent leak. It breeds suspicion and divides, even among those we care about most. And meddling, that tricky habit of offering opinions or advice where no one asked for it, can cause so much unintended harm. When we overstep boundaries, even with the best intentions, we can make others feel judged, cornered, or defensive. It's heartbreaking to witness how these small actions create walls instead of bridges. I recall one story that stuck with me deeply. A man once told me about his mother, who constantly inserted herself into his marriage. She only wanted to help, to protect, and to guide. But instead of bringing them closer, her interference caused a rift, a painful silence and tension that stretched on for years. It's a vivid reminder that love sometimes means knowing when to step back. At the end of the day, letting people live their lives with dignity is one of the greatest gifts we can give. If someone truly needs your advice or support, they will reach out. Real peace often blossoms from learning the art of silence, choosing to listen and respect rather than control. It's a lesson I'm still learning every day, and I believe it's essential for nurturing harmony in our golden years. Habit number 8. Refusing to adapt or learn. It's so easy to feel overwhelmed by the rapid pace of technology today. Smartphones with endless apps, online banking that feels confusing, and those mysterious QR codes everywhere. I get it. It can all seem like a mountain too high to climb. But when we close ourselves off to even trying, we shut the door on countless opportunities to stay engaged, connected, and vibrant. Learning something new isn't just about mastering gadgets. It's about keeping your mind alive and your heart open. There's something deeply powerful in discovering you can learn at any age, in proving to yourself that you're still growing. Imagine the joy of video calling your grandkids, seeing their faces light up, or sending a heartfelt message on their birthday that makes them smile. That simple connection bridges generations and fills your world with warmth. I remember hearing about a remarkable woman in her 80s who decided to take a basic computer class. At first, she was nervous and unsure, but soon she was playing virtual chess with her nephew who lives across the country. She told me it made her feel young again, like she had found a new way to belong, a new spark in her life. Isn't that incredible? It shows us that no matter how old we are, the willingness to learn can breathe fresh life into our days. The world outside is racing forward, faster than ever. It won't slow down for anyone, but the beautiful truth is this: we don't have to be left behind. We can choose to keep walking with it, step by step, embracing the new and surprising ourselves with what we're still capable of. That choice can open doors to joy, connection, and a sense of purpose that makes every day brighter. Habit number 9. Playing the victim. Loneliness is a heavy, aching reality that so many of us feel deep in our bones. It can make the days seem longer and the nights unbearably quiet. But here's the painful truth. Blaming others, whether it's your children who don't visit, the silence of phone calls that never come, or the feeling that people just don't care anymore, won't heal that loneliness. I've seen it time and again, and I can honestly say, those thoughts hurt us far more than the situation itself. They build walls around our hearts, walls so thick that no warmth, no kindness, can get through. It's heartbreaking to watch someone you love close themselves off like that, caught in a cycle of resentment and sorrow. But I truly believe there is another way. Instead of waiting in the shadows for someone else to reach out, try taking that brave first step yourself. Pick up the phone and call an old friend just to say hello, even if your voice shakes a little. Send a birthday card with a heartfelt note, or invite a neighbor over for a simple cup of tea and conversation. These small acts of reaching out are powerful. They shatter the silence and breathe life back into lonely moments. It takes real courage to be the one who tries, especially when your heart feels fragile, but that courage is a sign of strength, not weakness. Choosing connection, no matter how small the gesture, is choosing hope. And hope has the power to change everything. Habit number 10. Being financially controlling. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Money is such a delicate and complex topic, especially within families. It often starts with the best intentions. You want to support your children, perhaps even your grandchildren, because you love them and want to see them thrive. But when that financial help comes wrapped up in conditions or emotional strings, it can quickly turn into something painful and damaging. It's heartbreaking when generosity turns into a kind of invisible chain, where the message feels like, "I gave you this, so now you owe me that." That kind of thinking doesn't nurture love or closeness. Instead, it builds walls of resentment and silent frustration. I've seen firsthand how this dynamic can unravel relationships. One elderly man I know spent years reminding his adult children of every dollar he had ever given them. He thought he was showing how much he cared, but instead, he was planting seeds of guilt and pressure. Over time, those children stopped visiting, not because they were greedy or ungrateful, but because the emotional weight was too heavy to bear. They longed for connection without conditions, for love that didn't come with a ledger attached. It's truly tragic when financial control overshadows the genuine bonds that should define family. In my opinion, real love is unconditional. Helping without keeping score, giving without expecting repayment, and trusting that true respect and affection come from the heart, not from money. Letting go of control is hard, but it opens the door to healing, understanding, and lasting connection that no amount of money can buy. Habit number 11. Refusing help. This is a tough one, and I truly understand how hard it can be to accept a helping hand from others. It often feels like surrendering your independence, like admitting you can't do it all on your own anymore. And that sting, oh, it can be so deep. But here's something I've come to realize, and I want to share it from the heart. Accepting help is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's one of the bravest things you can do because it opens the door to genuine connection and love. Think about those moments when your granddaughter eagerly offers to carry your groceries. You might feel a surge of pride that you don't want to let go of, but saying yes isn't about giving up control. It's about welcoming her kindness, letting her feel needed and valued. Or when your neighbor kindly offers to drive you to the doctor, that simple yes can turn a routine errand into a meaningful moment of care and companionship. These acts of assistance aren't just about the practical help. They're threads weaving the fabric of our relationships tighter, reminding us we're never truly alone. I know pride can be so powerful. It whispers that you should do everything yourself, that asking for help is somehow failing. But let me gently remind you, relationships, the warmth of human connection, are far more important than stubborn pride. When we allow others to step in, we give them the gift of caring, and we receive the comfort of belonging. Accepting help isn't losing your independence. It's enriching your life with shared love and support. And that, to me, is one of the most beautiful parts of growing older. Habit number 12. Losing a sense of humor. This is a quiet but powerful trap that many fall into as the years go by. Life can often feel overwhelming, with illness that drains your strength, grief that weighs heavily on your soul, and aches and pains that remind you daily of your mortality. Yet, in the midst of all these struggles, laughter is the light that can lift the heaviest burdens. It's the gentle balm that soothes the heart when everything else seems dark. Holding on to your sense of humor means holding on to a vital part of yourself. When you can still smile at a silly joke, laugh until your belly aches, or find joy in the absurd moments life throws your way, you radiate a warmth that draws others near. There's something deeply magnetic about a joyful spirit. It doesn't erase the hard moments or make pain disappear, but it reminds you and those around you that beneath the surface, your heart remains vibrant and young. I think of one elderly woman I once heard about, who used to say with a twinkle in her eye, "I may be wrinkled, but I'm still spicy." That simple phrase held so much power. People didn't gather around her because she had everything figured out or lived a perfect life. They were drawn to her because she embraced life fully, imperfections and all. She made others feel alive, reminded them to cherish laughter even when times were tough. That's the magic of humor. It's a lifeline that connects us to joy, hope, and the enduring beauty of the human spirit. Habit number 13. Giving unsolicited advice. This habit can be surprisingly complicated, because it usually comes from a place of deep care and genuine love. When we see someone we care about struggling, our instinct is to jump in and offer solutions, to share the wisdom we've gathered through our own experiences. We want to be helpful, to ease their burden, and to show that we understand. But here's the catch. When advice is given without being asked for, it often feels less like kindness and more like criticism wrapped in well-meaning words. I've seen this happen many times, both with friends and family, and honestly, it can create distance instead of connection. Sometimes, what people truly need isn't a fix or a plan, but simply to be heard and validated. To know that their feelings matter, that their struggles are acknowledged without judgment or interruption. For example, when your daughter opens up about a parenting challenge she's facing, resist the urge to immediately offer a list of solutions. Instead, try something as simple and powerful as saying, That sounds really hard. I'm proud of you. Those few words don't just soothe her. They build trust, show empathy, and create a safe space for her to share more. It's a reminder that she's not alone, and that you see her effort and strength. The truth is, when your loved ones are ready for advice, they will ask. Until then, the best gift you can give is your presence, your listening heart, and your unwavering support. It's in these moments of quiet understanding that real bonds are forged, far stronger than any unsolicited suggestion ever could be. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to reflect on this important habit, giving unsolicited advice. I hope you've gained some valuable insights about how powerful it can be just to listen, to offer support without trying to fix, and to truly be present for the people you care about. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is one thing you've learned from this video that really resonated with you? What's one change you're inspired to bring into your life or relationships starting today? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and I'm excited to learn from you too. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Together, we can build stronger, more loving connections every day.